The World Legion of Power presents the Nerenberg World Champion Power Competition, Saturday, December 3rd, 2011.
Welcome, 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 my dear brothers and sisters, my beloved wife, Maheen. Truly, I'm honored to be here with you, to have the opportunity to share with you the deepest thoughts that I can share with you and inspire one another. And then we have tremendous athletic events coming, which are all part of the inspiration. The World Legion of Power is a drug-free power federation. It's the only power federation in the world. We start off as a powerlifting federation, as a bench press organization. The traditional power lifts are the bench press, squat, and deadlift. We only do one of those, the bench press. But we have a variety of other lifts that are considered an odd lift, like a T-bar strongman pull, power pull-up, strict curl. We're also going to do grip strength today that everybody's going to participate in, how strong you can squeeze the meter. At one time, the bench press itself was considered an odd lift. It's only been in recent years that it's become very formalized into the particular arrangement we have now. So the World Legion of Power, we've been in existence now for 8 years. And the reason I call it a power federation, it's a drug-free power federation. When people set world records, we typically test them for steroid use. We have disqualified several people who set world records because they were using steroids. So we're drug-free. Now, power is manifested in many ways. The traditional power lifts and the Olympic lifts are just some of those. But as I say, we have these other lifts as well, and we're going to keep expanding. It's power. So we're talking about not only physical power, but mental power and spiritual power. We respect the athlete that can lift a lot of weight. We salute the athlete that can lift a mountain of resentment through the power of forgiveness. So we see the physical as an end in itself, but also as a metaphor for spiritual and emotional strength. The co-founder, C.T. Fletcher, the great C.T., the first athlete to bench press over 600 pounds, and myself founded the organization over 8 years ago. We've had many distinguished lifters. One who's here today, Ron, who has a world record in a power pull-up. But we've had also Alvin Walden, Narbe Mansourian, and we have Steve Hollywood Brown, who's the director of our Oregon chapter. Also, we've had the pleasure of having Captain Joel Fraker of the United States Army, who's our military consultant. So we've had a very rich heritage and a developmental process. Now, the lifts today are going to be done Nerenberg style. You have, say, when you're doing a bench press, people can wear a bench press shirt, which get anywhere from 100 to 300 pounds. We do everything raw. CT calls it the Nerenberg lift, so it's called the Nerenberg style. So it's no wraps, no straps, no belt, no bench press shirt, no drugs, just you. So that's the Nerenberg style that we have. We've been developed all my world records, and I've had it in the bench press and T-bar strongman pull, power pull-up. I've all been, and when I did truck pulls, the Nerenberg truck pull, where I sat on the ground and pulled 14,000 pounds of trucks, all were done in this style. But we've had such great individuals who participated, tremendous dedication. To be a power athlete involves bringing injury to ourselves. And why does anybody do that? I'm going to read a poem later that gets at some of the dimensions where I'm going to talk about we want to go beyond the physical. The goal in life and the goal for our athletes is to become men of honor with wisdom, to become women of honor with wisdom. What's involved in that? To be a man of honor with wisdom involves integrating the masculine and feminine principle with noble character. Now, the essence of the feminine principle is love and nurturance and kindness. The essence of the masculine principle is to arise to the struggle. Noble character involves service to family, community, to God, and characteristics such as loyalty, keeping our word. Now, the essence of the masculine principle is arising to the struggle, and athletics is essentially seen as an excellent venue for arising to the struggle. We bring the struggle to us. We actually go looking for the struggle. Any power athlete that you'll meet, you can see that man or woman is struggling. the look when they're lifting something, yeah, like that, the look. In a way, we enjoy the journey, but nobody could say it's fun at the moment doing it. We enjoy the progress, the strength, seeing ourselves improve in every way, as a lifter, as a power athlete, as a human being. Now, power lifters develop the myofibrils themselves. The size of the muscle fiber itself gets thicker. The muscle fibers, the myofibrils are made out of actin and myosin, which contract when the nerve impulse comes in, the myoneural junction, and the contraction takes place. So that's what powerlifters really develop. Now, bodybuilders will build that up to some extent, but build up more what's called the sarcoplasm. That's the fluid between the muscles where the dendrites are, the glucose and the ATP. So a bodybuilder will do lower reps, will do higher reps, more reps, lighter weights, and really just pump up. And then some years ago, I noticed that, because I became a bodybuilder, I noticed that my size from doing bodybuilding work would disappear faster, whereas the thickness from powerlifting stays a lot longer. The myofibrils keep its thickness longer than you can hold on to sarcoplasm. If you're not doing your workout, the sarcoplasm starts diminishing and you lose size fast. Now, every power athlete knows about the catabolic and anabolic processes. The whole universe is in the process of disintegrating and reforming, and the same goes for our muscle. So what we have there is, you have, when we work out or you're under stress, the catabolic hormones are the myostatin and the cortisol, which then reduces muscle size. Your body, particularly when you go to sleep, will start eating up the muscle. Actually eating up your own muscle because it's so metabolically expensive to keep it. Dr. Conti, our distinguished brother, thank you for being here. So you have the catabolic process. Now, the anabolic process that offsets that are the growth hormones and the testosterone. Lifting heavy weights for 8 reps will maximize testosterone production. Also, there's certain food supplements that can be taken, such as olive oil, fish oil. These will help with testosterone production. And the growth hormones, when you're doing a lot of reps and you're getting a burn, athletes will tell you that it starts burning. That's the lactic acid, but it's kicking up growth hormone production. So the whole idea is to go into an anabolic process, and our understanding of this has increased tremendously over the years. When I first started 56 years ago, we didn't know about creatine. Also, it's been in the last 10 years, and particularly the last 5 years, we've come to understand the most powerful anabolic amino acid in the world, which is L-leucine, which is part of the branched chain amino acids. So we're understanding more about the whole process. The understanding keeps growing of what we have to do to become power athletes. Now today, the events, we're going to go into the events, we have the bench press, which is one of the ones we started with. Come on in, please. Yeah, welcome. We have the bench press, the T-bar strongman pull, the strict curl, power pull-ups. Then we also have street physique, which involves how powerful do you look on the street. We have the director of the street physique division. The director of our street physique division is Phil Old School LeGault, who took the title Mr. Universe Street Physique. So in that contest, and I'm going to demonstrate each of these before we actually begin. We also have another field that I call radiant vitality. Radiant vitality is power, love, passion, and health. Power, health, passion, and health. So the power is measured by what power event you can do, whether it's grip strength or how much you can do in a power pull-up, a bench press, any feat of power you want to do. That's the power. Health, we use a general indicator of that, which is physique. So in our case, we're using street physique. There's no posing, no shaving or putting on tanning lotion. It's just how powerful do you look on the street. And then passion and love, we measure through original poetry. So what I'm going to do is read a poem. It's particularly And the poetry should have something to do either with a sport or love or passion. So I'm going to read a poem that also sets the stage for what we're really about. And I call the poem, and afterwards when we have the Radiant Vitality, Marty is also going to participate in that. But right now I'm just going to set the stage for what Radiant Vitality is about. The title of the poem is The Caveman of Your Genes and the Man of the Great One's Dreams. You are the caveman of your genes, but also the man of the Great One's dreams. You are the caveman of your genes, but also the man of the Great One's dreams. You lift a lot of weight with muscles bulging out your shirt, but you're wrong if you think that's all it takes to make you strong. It's good, but only a start. It's good, but only a start. Now comes the really hard part. You know you owe it all to insecurity. It's painful, so don't tell me it's fun. You're dealing with vulnerability. First, a few things we have to face. Were you just a little guy? Were you sick? Were you shy? Did you fear a fight? Did you not belong? Were you disgraced? Did you make yourself big to cover up fright? Did you get picked on so you had to stay mad? Does your goodness feel so weak you act real bad? Does your goodness feel so weak you act real bad? Do you pride yourself now on being called a monster, a beast, an animal, a machine? Come on, let's get real. You know you're not made of steel. You might rest, but you don't drink oil. Now understand, if you can't say you're sorry, you're still a little man. If you can't say I need you, then your body's just a hype. If you run from love, where's all your might? If you hide your tears, do you really think you have no fears? Are all your punches to just cover weakness? You are the caveman of your genes, but also the man of the Great One's dreams. So it sets a tone for what we're doing. Most of us who became power athletes, it's an attempt to deal, for most of us, with insecurity and vulnerability so we can get the respect of other men or have women attract, whatever. But often inadequacy, sense of inadequacies, drive it forward. It certainly was true in my case, and it's true in many people's cases. So the idea is that it's not enough. It's a start, but it's not enough. We need to develop also good attributes of loyalty, keeping our word, become men of honor with wisdom. Then it has its full meaning. Otherwise, the person is just a brute. And when it comes to strength, let's face it, we have machines that can lift more than any of us can ever do. So really, it's just part of becoming a fuller, more loving, decent human being. So I read you the poem, which is part of Radiant Vitality, a poem of love or passion.